We came from nothing to something, nigga. Hey. I don't trust nobody, grip the trick. Nobody call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. My bitch is bad and bullshit. Bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage.
Welcome back.
Hi.
This is the second video to our YouTube channel. Subscribe.
This is gonna be a story time or a Brittany and Mitchell chronicle.
Yeah. So whenever you see our story time, it's gonna be Brittany and Mitchell chronicles. ... You know. But if you want to get to know us, more about us, go watch our get to know us tag. And yeah, this is gonna be the story of when what do we call this one?
We did a switcheroo.
A switcheroo.
Yo, we did a switcheroo. It was a game, basically.
They thought it was a game.
And it was this time. Okay. But so basically,
some background knowledge.
We'll call him Jonathan. So this kid, I was basically talking to him. We was talking. I talked to him like for a whole weekend or whatever. And we was, getting close, but it came to a Monday and he was just too clingy for me. Like, I just don't like clingy guys, and he was too clingy for me. So I was like, Franshesca, this is too clingy. I don't think I want to do this no more. So I was like, Franshesca, help a sister out or whatever. So it comes down to this Tuesday. We stay after school, the gang, the squash.
La ganga.
Yes, we stay after school, Brittany and Mitchell. And I was like, Franshesca, if we have to go. Oh, okay, so this is what happened. I seen Jonathan outside, and I was like, Francesca, he's outside. I don't want to take the train with him. We gotta make a dip. So I was like,
straight to your doorstep. That's the real thing. Can you feel the force yet? Okay.
So I was like, we gotta dip. So the dip, we gotta go out the window, cause. So, I was like, Francesca, we gotta go out the window. But he ended up coming into the classroom. So I was like, we can't go out the window no more, cause he could just jump out with us. So me and Francesca I was like, Francesca, let's go right now. She was like, no, I don't want to go yet.
She was having fun,
It had just got lit. So, but I was like, no, I'm leaving. Hey, yo, ma.
I'm so sorry. I jumped your
shorty. I was thirsty too.
Sorry.
But yeah. So I left and I was going up the street to the train station, and she ends up calling me, and I'm not even like at the train station. I'm about to cross into the train station or whatever. Like, I'm about to cross the street to go into the train station. She's like, where are you? I'm like, Francesca, I'm not on the train yet. She's like, I'm not alone, meaning Jonathan's with her. So I was like, oh I got to get across this street, cause so I'm running, I'm going down the stairs. I'm like, Francesca, the train isn't coming yet. It's not coming yet. It's coming in like 2 minutes. She was like, oh, I was like, stall him. So she's like, guys, let's go to CVS. And then she's like in CVS for like a good minute or two. And she's like, oh, I don't have no money. So they're coming down. While they're coming down the stairs, my train's pulling up. So all they had to do was tap real quick and he get on the same train. No. So I was like, oh, snap. Okay, I gotta get on this train. So Francesca was like, yo, can you wait for the next train with me? Wait for the next train. So she stalled him, Jonathan, and I get on the train, and then they're like, she calls me again, and she's like, oh, where are you? Great. Right? And then Jonathan is she hands Jonathan the phone. I hung up, and then Francesca later tells me that Jonathan was like, call her back. So she calls me back or whatever, and she's like, she's like, oh, your phone's dying, it's at 5%, goodbye. And till this day, he doesn't know that we did that to him. He, still thinks my phone was at 5%.
Her phone was not about to die, but she just didn't, because he was telling me he was going to tell her to wait for him. Yeah, he was going to tell her to wait for him.
And I wasn't gonna wait for him, 1, and 2, he's too clingy for me, and I don't like clingy guys.
So then, she's gone, about her merry way, getting home. Then I am taking a train with Jonathan and somebody else. Alright? So the stop where her and Jonathan usually get off. Yeah.
Say so.
I'm not gonna say anything. The stop where her and Jonathan usually get off, Jonathan didn't get off, so I'm like, I'm confused. Like, why are you still here? And Jonathan's like, oh, I'm gonna go see one of my homies, like, so I'm just gonna go all the way to where you're going. So I'm like, okay, but let's go. But because I didn't know him, but it was also because it was kind of weird. I'm like, why are you coming along? You know.
But they weren't like, it wasn't like complete strangers type mess either. But she knew
we were acquaintances.
Yes,
we knew of each other. We spoke a little bit, but it's not like we were friends.
Yes,
to be taking train rides together. Anyways, so we're taking a train, and when we get on a train, he's like, we're sitting, and the guy that was also with us, he left. So it's just me and Jonathan. So we're sitting, but Jonathan's legs are like this, like they're tilted into me, and my legs are straight. So I'm like, oh, like what's going on right now? Like this is kind of weird. And I get scared. So I call my friend, and I'm like, yo, like, what, like, like this Jonathan's creeping me out. Like this is kind of weird. And my friend was like, oh, stay on the line. And first I call mad heads, like, that speak Creole, just so I can speak to them in Creole, because Jonathan's not Haitian, so he won't understand. So I'm on the phone with one of my friends, and then the friend that I called before, she's calling me back. So I'm like, oh, hold on, I'll call you right back because somebody else is calling me. So I pick up the phone, and I'm like, yes. And then my friend tells me that, oh, she already knows what's going on, like, stay on the line, she's with her boyfriend. And I'm like, okay, bet, like, great, I feel safe. I feel not safe, but like better now. So we stay on the phone the whole time until we get to our destination. And then I'm going to like my stop to where I wait for the bus, and then Jonathan's tagging along. I'm like, why are you coming the same way? And he's like, oh, this is the way I go. So, but the same bus that I take leads to where she's going also. So I'm like, is he going home? But so he told me he was going to his friend's house.
So basically it's like one bus stop, but it goes through all these bus stops. One of her bus stops is her, you know, Lakai. So because of that, you can also take that bus to go to another station, and that station he needs to get to go home.
Yeah. But he didn't tell me he was going home. He said he was going to go to his friend's house. So, we get on the bus, and he sat the same way he sat on the train, like this. And my legs are like this. So it's like I'm freaking squished in the fucking corner. I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm telling my friend everything that's happened on this bus ride. I'm like, this is weird. He needs to get away from me. Like, this is kind of creeping me out. And her boyfriend's just like dying on the phone. I'm like, this isn't even funny right now. Like, because her boyfriend's just a clown. So I'm like, he's just so funny. And I'm just like, this isn't funny right now. Like, I'm about to die. And then we passed the street that he said his friend lives on. So I'm like, he's like, oh, my friend lives on that street. I'm like, what? Like, why is she getting off? What? And then he was like, oh, I'm not going no more. I'm just gonna go home. I was like, okay. And he kept on asking me, like, is this your stop? Is this your stop? Is this your stop? And I'm like, no. Like, why are you worried? Like, it was just confusing to me why he was just worried about everything. And thanks for dropping the cup again. Oh, I said again. I'm the one who dropped it the first time.
Mm-hmm. Any hoozle.
Anyways, so that's the story about I guess I was obsessed.
Yeah. And to this day, he doesn't know anything.
He probably knows it's him now if he watches this. Hopefully he doesn't. If you do, hey Jonathan.
Hey Jonathan.
Oh, hey you. But you're Jonathan.
Hey Jonathan.
Follow us on our social media. You know, it's gonna be in the description below. And thanks for watching. Subscribe. I said that already in the beginning of the video. Subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. And share with all your friends.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Catch you on the flip side. You know how DK gang be like, oh, this way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, catch you on the flip side.